Your mind is lying to you. That's why you keep procrastinating. What I'm about to tell you has the potential to change your life. Not because it's new, but because you've probably never seen procrastination this way. This isn't about more motivation, and that's probably the trap that's holding you. This is about seeing things completely differently. And it's annoying for me to see so many videos not really explain this clearly. So if you were going to miss what I'm about to say, then you're probably going to be stuck in the same cycle you've been in for years. I know I was, until I made this discovery. The thing is, people aren't lazy. They're just responding to bad information. And that information is coming from our minds. So the problem is, when you hear me say the mind is lying to you, straight away your mind will say, yeah, all right, my mind's lying to me, but I need my mind. When am I not my mind? You know, I need to use it. It's a tool, right? But that's the problem. If your mind is lying to you and you don't know when it's lying to you, then you don't know what to do. Then that's when you're lost in the jungle of the mind, lost. So the issue is that when we're using the mind to solve the problem of the mind, that's when we run into trouble. We can't separate what's bullshit from reality. We can't separate from when our mind is actually lying to us to actually what we need to do. So when we have an excuse not to do something, we think it's a legitimate justification to not do something. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm tired now. You know, there's no point in doing it now. Like, if I do it tomorrow, I'll have more energy, so it'll be better. You know, that's a classic excuse to not do something. But that's coming from our minds, right? So we're like, okay, yeah, that sounds reasonable. We don't even question it. It's just like, yeah, that's true. Because we think it's us talking. And when really it's just a distorted version of reality. It's not reality. That's why procrastination will feel completely logical in the moment and then confusing afterwards, where you think, I've wasted all this time. So then we add more justification about procrastination with how we label ourselves. We believe that we need more discipline, or we need more willpower, or we need to push through. So then what do? We try to force our way through, and all we're doing is fighting ourselves. Because then again, what we're trying to do is fix the problem with the thing that's creating the problem, the mind. When you really think about it, if discipline would have solved this, you would have solved it by now. I'm guessing you watching this now have probably been pretty disciplined at times in your life, but then you never figured this out. So what exactly am I talking about here? And what is the shift I'm talking about? How do you go about this? How do you bypass the mind altogether? Before you procrastinate, something very subtle happens. So let's say you think about starting to do something, but then what happens is your mind adds lots of meaning. These are not facts. This is meaning. This is subjective coloring. Now, you may not be consciously thinking this, but there may be some thoughts in the background saying, I need to do this. This matters a lot to me. If I don't do this, something bad will happen. So, you know, this will say something about me. I'll be letting people down. I'll be letting myself down. Also, the calculations of, is it worth doing? Will I be wasting my time? Should I have done this before? And if I don't do it now and do it tomorrow, will it be better tomorrow? So we have that calculation as well. And our minds are constantly doing this. Remember, it's not the task itself. It's not the fact. It's all of this added stuff that we're adding to it. This is also known as mental coloring. And once we add that mental coloring, our nervous system will react to that mental coloring, not the task itself. It will act as if that mental coloring is true. A good example is I put off going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned, professionally cleaned. And it was all the mental the thing that stopped me from going was, it's gonna hurt. Well, you know, I could probably wait until I have more money to do it. It's quite expensive. I just don't really have the time now. But all of that was mental coloring. The actual act itself wasn't that bad. I needed to do it, but I realized the reason I was procrastinating was all of this subtleness that was behind it. All of this extra stuff I was adding. Like, will it be worth it? Shall I just wait? Is there a better time? I need to take a day off my work to do it. When really, the act itself is really simple. Just go there, they clean it, and then I go home. That's the raw reality of the action. But what happens when you think about that? All of that extra baggage you're adding makes it so much harder. Any task you can do this with, cleaning the kitchen. It's like there's another element to this. There's another dimension of being alone with your thoughts as well. That also can be terrifying. People don't want to do that. So then what do? Procrastinate. We will find anything to do apart from just be alone with ourselves. And maybe you could do that and have a podcast on. Or maybe you can sit and eat and have a podcast on, because you don't want to just sit there and be with yourself. But that's the point. All of this extra crap that we're adding, we don't realize it. That's the thing that's stopping us from doing the thing. The thing itself isn't producing all of those thoughts. We're adding to it. We're adding it because of the consequences of doing the thing. The thing itself isn't the problem. It's all of this extra consequence that we're adding. This is called mental coloring. So what we're doing is we're separating the raw reality from all of the extra crap. And when we start to see that, that's when life becomes so much easier. So motivation doesn't vanish randomly. It will sort of collapse when the perceived cost outweighs the perceived safety. That's why you could probably doom scroll for hours, effortlessly. But if you want to sit and read a book for 10 minutes, that suddenly becomes very difficult. But what I'm saying is so subtle, because just sitting and reading, that may trigger you having to be alone with those thoughts. Whereas doom scrolling, you turn off your mind. You're not going to think about anything. It's just constant stimulus. So here's the thing that I want you to take away from this video. So pay attention. Don't click off. Keep going. I promise it'll be worth it. You don't beat procrastination by arguing with yourself, by logicking your way through this, by calculating, by thinking. That's the same part of the brain that's producing the procrastination. You need a different part of the brain. The part of the brain is called the thalamus. This is where clarity will see that you're arguing with yourself. You just need to see. So you're not going to fix this by just convincing yourself of anything. Right now, even now, how are you reacting to this video? It's like, yeah, I've tried that. Oh, I know what you're saying. Most guys, when I say this, they're like, yeah, I get this. I get it. And then they're back into their mind, back into the logic, back into the calculation. The way that you fix this is by seeing it. The way that you fix this is by having awareness. You can increase your perceptual capability by seeing what's the reality of the task itself, just the simple action, the one action, and all of the crap my mind is adding. The more that you can stay in reality, the more motivated you will be, because it's just one act. It's hanging up your clothes. There doesn't need to be any extra crap to that. It's just cleaning the sink. It's just writing your journal. It's just simple. But it's the seeing of all of the extra baggage your mind is adding. So this is the shift. It's like when people see that, you realize, oh, it's not me. I'm adding all of this extra stuff. And then, life becomes so easy. Like, it's so much simpler. You just see the objective, simple, raw reality of the thing you need to do. And you do it because you want to do it. You know it's good for you. You don't need to add any more to that. The big shift then is the clarity that comes from this. You will stop unconsciously resisting to these imaginary consequences of the action. And then the action itself will stop feeling like some kind of threat. There won't be so much risk. Going to speak to people you don't know, it's just speaking to another human being. All of the extra shit we add, that's what's creating the resistance to doing it. So if you've enjoyed this comment, if you've enjoyed this, or you disagree with me, you're like, no, Joe, you're wrong. This is all this is real. All of this in my mind is real. This is why I procrastinate. I still need a reason. I still need a logical step-by-step guide on how to not procrastinate. But if that's true and you do need that, subscribe, comment below, like the video. And if you want to go deeper on this content, go to the link below. We have weekly calls. And if this has been helpful, again, subscribe so more people can see this content. I believe that this is extremely helpful for a lot of people who are going through the jungle of their mind. They cannot see the reality versus the story. If this has been helpful, go to this next video here. It's amazing also.